What's up guys, we're here in Porto, and in this video we're going to show you the best things to do in the city and around it. It's a really romantic city with a ton of history and of course some really tasty wine, so I hope you enjoy this video.
We are Zach and Ina, full-time digital nomads from the United States and Belgium. We met while studying abroad in 2018 and have been traveling the world together ever since. We're here to inspire your next adventure, whether it's hiking in the Canadian Rockies, a road trip through the US, or backpacking across Africa. On our channel, you'll find unfiltered videos of hiking guides and the best things to do in destinations around the world.
Located in northwest Portugal along the Douro River, Porto is the second largest city in the country. The city played an important role in Portugal's history and was a flourishing trading port from early on. But only in the 18th century did Porto really establish itself as a key trading hub. This was thanks to the export of port wine to England and the rest of the world. While Porto is still famous for this type of wine, there are also a ton of other reasons why this is a must-visit travel destination. From its stunning old town to its authentic cuisine and romantic viewpoints, Porto has so much to offer. In this video, we highlight our favorite activities in and around the city. Whether you're religious or not, visiting the churches of Porto is a great way to get to know the city's history and architecture. There are dozens of beautiful churches in Porto, but a few stand out, such as Clérigos Church and Tower, St. Francis Church, the Church of Carmo, and the Porto Cathedral. If you only want to visit one, we recommend the Porto Cathedral, as it's one of the city's oldest and most historical monuments. One of the most visited attractions in all of Porto is undoubtedly the enchanting Lello bookshop. The building dates back to 1906 and is often nicknamed the most beautiful bookshop in the world due to its blend of different architectural designs. The unique wooden staircase, ceiling piping, and stained glass skylight are just mesmerizing. However, the shop is small and the queue to get inside can be very long. We recommend buying a skip-the-line ticket voucher, which comes with a free book. In this way, you'll potentially avoid hours of waiting. Apart from its traditional port wine, there's a lot of food to experience in Porto. You can try local and national specialties, such as tripas, which is a hearty stew made with white beans and beef stomach. You can also try codfish and grilled sardines. But our favorite regional dish was francesinha, which is made up of various kinds of meat inside bread, with melted cheese on top, and sometimes an egg.
So this is one of the most traditional Porto dishes, and it's called francesinha. And you can try it anywhere, in any restaurant in Porto, but the recommendation from our guide was to try it at Café Santiago. So let's try it.
At number 7, we have the riverfront promenade along the Douro. It's one of the liveliest parts of Porto and a great place to walk, dine, and sightsee. Here, you'll observe beautiful views of the river and the iconic Dom Luís I Bridge. When we were there, it was the busiest day of the year, St. John's Fest. At this festival, the city commemorates their patron saint on the 23rd of June with live music, drinking, grilled sardines, lots of dancing, hitting each other with plastic hammers, and tons of fireworks. If you have the chance to visit Porto on that day, we highly recommend it. Another great thing to do in Porto is to embark on a classic 6 bridges cruise on the Douro River. From the water, you can admire the beautiful landscapes and red-roofed buildings of Porto, as well as Vila Nova de Gaia, all while learning about the historic bridges that connect both cities. The cruise will even take you near the seafront, where the river pours into the ocean. Boat tours leave from the riverfront in Porto and last about 50 minutes. To book your tour, click the link in the description below. Similar to Lisbon, Porto is a hilly city with many breathtaking viewpoints. The Vitoria viewpoint is among the best known ones, with views over the old town and the river. Other beautiful viewpoints include the street next to the Porto Cathedral, or from the cathedral itself, as well as the Virtudes Promenade and Park, and from the waterfront of Vila Nova de Gaia. Our favorite sunset view was from the Ribeira viewpoint.
So we're right now walking the Louis I bridge, and if you cross it, you actually come into a new city, which is called Vila Nova de Gaia, and from there you can watch the sunset over the city of Porto, which is incredible.
Located near the Spanish border, the Peneda-Gerês National Park is a 2-hour drive from Porto. It's the oldest protected area and the only national park in Portugal, covering about 695 square kilometers. From authentic mountain villages to amazing landscapes with numerous viewpoints and waterfalls, this place is truly breathtaking. The park can be easily explored by car, as many roads connect the remote villages and beautiful viewpoints. However, the best thing to do is to get out in nature and take it all in. You can find a link to a 4x4 day tour from Porto in the description below. One of the best things to do near Porto is to visit Portugal's most beautiful wine country. The Douro wine valley sits on the banks of the Douro River, upstream from Porto and almost to the border of Spain. This region is where the famous port wine is produced, and it's known as the first demarcated wine region in the world. But besides its wines, this valley is also worth visiting for its incredible landscapes, nature, and history. We spent 2 days in Paso de Regua and enjoyed wine tasting, hiking, and learning all about the region. You can also do a day trip to this region by embarking on a boat cruise from Porto. Find more info about that via the link in the description. If you don't have time to go to the Douro Valley, there's also a closer option. While less idyllic, Vila Nova de Gaia is also known for its port wine. In fact, all of the port wine that's produced in the upper Douro Valley would historically be transported here in barrels on traditional boats. This is why the riverbanks of Porto today are filled with wine cellars and tasting rooms. Most wine cellars offer wine tastings and guided tours, during which they'll explain more of the history. But besides the wine cellars, this waterfront is also home to numerous restaurants and offers some of the best views of Porto.
High quality sports wine, cheers to Jimmy.
One of the best ways to get to know Porto and the history of Portugal in general is by taking a free walking tour. During a 2.5-hour guided tour, you'll see the main highlights of the city, like São Bento train station, Café Majestic, Aliados Avenue, and much more. But you'll also get some recommendations for where to eat, go out, and just have fun. The tour we did leaves a few times per day from the Liberty Square. Find more info about it via the link in the description below.
My name is Jorge Lopes, and I'm from a small town, very near Porto actually. It's called Severo do Voga.
In your opinion, why do you think people should visit Porto?
Oh wow, I think this speaks for itself, right? And this is a very, very beautiful town, not only because it's a historical city, but because it's very much alive. This is basically where Portugal was born. The city, the name of Porto actually originated the name of Portugal.
And that's it for our video on Porto. There are a few places we didn't mention that are definitely worth checking out if you have the time. For more information, such as the best time to visit, and to download the actual maps used in this video, check out our blog link in the description. We'll catch you on the next adventure.